welcome to Big V TV Friday night. Great to have you with us. Massive weekend. It's all done and dusted for the season over the next couple of days, and we are looking forward to it. Steve Chalmers, Craig Freeman with me, and tonight is officially the last Big V TV of the season. Thanks for coming.
You didn't get the memo?
I don't go to production meetings. Well, what was the memo? Isn't tonight it? Aren't we putting the party hats on tonight? And I don't get to see you for another 6 months.
What do we normally do on a Monday and Tuesday?
Are we back to wrap it up next week?
Absolutely. We've got to give everyone their fair congratulatory messages once they've won and lifted banners and everything. We've got to make sure we pay their dues.
I thought I was due a holiday. What's going on?
You were on holiday last week, were you?
Well, I'm due one next week. So we're back Monday, Tuesday. Is that what you're telling me?
Correct.
Rightio. Okay. Plug away another couple of days. Here we go. Games coming up this weekend, and it's all going to end.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be tears, there's going to be cheers, there's going to be G's, there's going to be all sorts of stuff going on. And we're going to be presenting some championship banners. Let's start off with Youth League 2 Women. There's all the details. It is coming up tomorrow night, 5 p.m. at Casey Stadium. Wonderful stadium, by the way. And if required, on Sunday at 12 noon. Casey, 1 up.
Sunday not required.
Wow, simple as that.
I'm just going to go bang.
Is that all Craig's doing for this show? He's just going whether Sunday's required or not?
You look at two of the best players for Casey, Tess Young and Steph Leclerc didn't shoot the ball too well from the field, they still won. Their defence is brilliant. Their defence isn't going to drop off. Frankston, you would assume Annabelle Fitter plays a little better, but I think Casey have a little bit of an edge in this matchup.
Frank need to look after the basketball, surely, Steve. Just look after the
35 turnovers in game one.
Not good enough.
Fitter came off the bench in game one. She needs to start. Injected straight into the lineup.
Putting the call out?
Putting the call out. Starting.
Start her tomorrow night.
Make sure that you jump out to a good start on the road. Obviously, that's really, really important. And obviously, take care of the ball and shoot better from the three-point line. I shot 3 of 16 from deep in game one. They're on the road now. They're going to need much better than that.
I know you're a massive fan of Youth League 2 Women, and I've got no doubt that you'll be down there Saturday night supporting these two wonderful teams. Will you need to drive to the wonderful Casey Basketball Stadium on Sunday?
I think it will be a lot closer in game 2 than it was in game 1.
Just answer the question, Steve.
But
are you driving there on Sunday, Steve?
I think Casey will be lifting a banner on Saturday night.
So, okay, so you're not back there Sunday. So there's 3 for Casey. Nobody gives Frankston a chance. Is that what we're saying?
So you're saying Saturday as well?
Oh, they're over and done tomorrow night.
If you read between the lines there, I said Casey will be lifting a banner on Saturday night.
Steve-o, are you driving back there Sunday, yes or no? It's a simple question.
No.
Right, okay, you're going for Casey. Well done to both teams. Good luck tomorrow. There'll be a big crowd down there at Casey. Get along and support them. Division 2 Women Grand Final Game 2 is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at Craigieburn Sports Stadium, the home of the Eagles, of course. It's Blackburn and Craigieburn. Sunday, if required, will be 1 p.m. If I'm free Sunday, I may just head out to this game. I'm busy tomorrow night, but if I'm free Sunday, I may just go out to this game if it's on. Blackburn lead 1-0.
It's simple for the Craigieburn Eagles.
Well, you got to win twice.
Obviously, other than win or you're done.
Yep.
Saturday night, last Saturday night, I should say, they shot 24% at Mullen Stadium. It won't happen that way back at home. They'll feel a lot more comfortable. They'll have their home crowd behind them.
There'll be a big crowd.
They'll certainly shoot better than 24%.
Yes.
And I'm expecting them to take it into Sunday and have a big performance then as well.
Well, if I'm free Sunday, because I'm doing the state champ men tomorrow night, depending on what happens there, but if I'm free Sunday, how about you come out there with me? How about you come out and you support Division 2 women's basketball at its finest, Craigieburn and Blackburn. If it goes to Sunday, how about you commit to coming out there with me?
Well, there could be some other results that may go certain ways, which will require my services.
Right, okay.
But
require your services.
Obviously, if that doesn't happen,
okay,
you may have something we can agree on.
All right, okay, fair enough. Craigieburn or Blackburn tomorrow night?
Craigieburn tomorrow night.
Sunday?
I think Blackburn might be in with a good chance.
Oh, okay. Craig, what are you doing?
I lean towards Blackburn, I think.
To finish it tomorrow night?
Finish it off on the Saturday night. They've been in brilliant form lately, and the
Cracking
pocket
form.
rocket has been unstoppable. Basically, all playoffs. Playing the one game a weekend has really had it
Yes.
focused and locked in. I think she has another big one, maybe another 20 and 10 game, 20 and 15 game. Blackburn to win by 7 or 8.
I think Cal, that's what I call her. Kelly Bailey Williams, call her Cal.
Mhm.
She knows who I'm talking about. I think Cal and Nikki Cameron, I think they may get Craigie Burn up tomorrow night.
Mhm.
And then I think they're going to be very hard to beat on their home deck on Sunday. Very, very hard. But I think it's going to go into Sunday. I think it's going to be a huge weekend for Division 2 women, and we'll be back to wrap it all up next week apparently. Division 2 men, game 2 and 3. Now this is at Coburg. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. is game 2. Giants lead 1-0. They beat the Mayor and his crew up there in Mildura last week. And if required on Sunday, 1 p.m. at Coburg Basketball Stadium, Craig.
Now I saw a comment maybe from earlier in the week where we recapped game 1 of this, and someone, I can't remember who it was, I'm sorry, said finally someone's giving Coburg a chance. But you've been on the Coburg
What?
bandwagon the whole
Who was
season.
that? Who was that clown saying that?
Oh, bit
Who
harsh.
was
I
that?
wouldn't go that hard.
Bit harsh. I've been driving the bloody bus from round 1, from pre-season. Did someone seriously say that?
Firstly, you've been a false bus driver.
Here
You
we
jumped
go.
on about round 5.
Here we
round
go.
five,
A
round
false
six.
bus
You
driver.
were, you were off saying, "Oh, they're so inconsistent."
Inconsistent,
They
yeah.
do this every year, and they get sucked in. And then there was a couple of other people around you.
They
that
know
went,
the
you know
truth,
what?
Steve. They know
This
the truth.
is their
out there.
year, and by about round
No,
16,
they
you
know.
thought, you know what?
Round 16.
You know what? Gee, they might be in with a chance.
No,
here.
they know the truth out there.
I'm back on board.
Dicey and the boys at the Coburg
What
guys.
was what was his name?
What you know who I'm talking about? What is his name? They know the real deal. Who are you going for, Craig?
Well, Mildura on their home deck probably were favourites last week. They shot it at 48% from the field. You'd
Yes.
expect they win at home doing that. They lost, which is very concerning. And I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 3, but I think Coburg get it
In 3.
in 3.
What's this shaky at home stuff beside Coburg? Who wrote that?
Well, the Giants are 6 and 5 throughout the regular
Right.
season at home, so by no means a
Right.
fortress.
Regular
at
season's over, though.
Coburg
You know that,
Basketball
don't you?
Stadium. Yeah, well and truly.
Oh, okay,
I like the point that Craig touched on. 48% from the field for the Heat and lost, especially up in the hothouse. Doesn't bode well for them travelling down to Melbourne. I think Coburg get this done on Saturday night, bar a Mayor of Mildura absolute masterclass.
He played well last week, though, and
Oh,
They
still
still
lost. I've seen the weather prediction for tomorrow night as well, and
Bit chilly?
It won't be a hot house out there at Coburg, I'm telling you. Hey, I've heard a little bit of a whisper, and I've got no idea whether this is true or not, but there was a little bit of a whisper a couple of weeks ago that the mayor may be hanging up the mayoral robes after this season. Did you hear the same thing?
Yes.
If the mayor is vacating the office
Pedestal.
seat, if he's vacating, can I just say, one of the great imports of Big V basketball.
get rid of imports. One of the greatest players.
One of the greatest. So if that is true, to the Mayor of Mildura, Kelvin Henry, you're a star, mate. And if you are hanging up the mayoral robes, we wish you all the very best. And may we long live in the memory and shadows of the great man that graced the hothouse, if that's the case.
Now
Yes.
get down to an awards night.
Well said.
If you can come down to the awards night on the 22nd and pick up all your gear, we'll be forever grateful, because we're sick of taking the bloody trailer there every year and bringing it back. Having said that, nothing more certain tomorrow night.
Ooh.
Nothing.
Ooh.
There is nothing
More
more
certain than Casey
There
Frankston?
is nothing more certain this weekend than my great mates out there at Coburg, who I have been with from day one.
Mates.
The Coburg boys, the Giants, the fellas, as I like to call them, the fellas.
Do you know what colour they even wear? Or
I think they're still in the teal. I think the great crew out there at Coburg are going to have a wonderful night tomorrow night, and they are going to celebrate hard. I'm
agree.
finished tomorrow. Okay, all right, fair
Well, I
enough.
said Coburg on
Okay.
Sunday.
Division 1 women, grand final game 2 is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. at Casey Stadium. Double header at Casey, it's a big night. And if required on Sunday, will be 3 p.m. Casey lead 1-0 after a fantastic victory down there at the Arc last week, which is a very hard place to play finals. They head home 1-up, Steve.
it's all about the way these two teams start. And the same happened in game one. Casey really put the foot down early, understood that they were the league leaders, understood where they were down at the home of the Mermaids, kept them to 9 points in the first quarter, and really built off that big confidence builder in the first quarter. They shot 43% down at the arc too. Expect that to be maintained, having to travel back home. And I expect Casey to have a 4 or 5 point win on Saturday night.
Tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Okay, Craig?
Warrnambool just needed a few others to step up last week. Wormald was brilliant. We saw against Mildura how good all their players can be when they play together, and they had multiple players pushing 20 points, 10 rebounds a few weeks ago. I think if they can get a couple of others to step up, Green could play a little better than she did last week. I'd give them a red-hot chance on the Saturday night, and I actually think I'd probably pick them on the Saturday and then Casey in a tight one on Sunday.
Is this your writing, Steve? So Warrnambool last week scored 9 points in the first quarter, and what you've said is they need to start 100 times better.
So 900
So you're looking
points.
for 900 points out of them in the first quarter, or is that right? Have I done my maths right there?
Are you being a clown?
Yeah, I am. Warrnambool, I'm just not prepared to write them off yet.
Yeah.
I'm just not prepared. I think if Warrnambool play true to form, they deserve a game. I think they get tomorrow night. I'm not prepared to write them off. And if this goes into a Sunday game, I know I just said I'm heading out to Craigieburn if I'm available, but there's a chance I might be going down to Casey if I'm available, because if that goes into a Sunday game, that is going to be an absolute ripper.
How long's the drive from Craigieburn to Casey?
I-
Or in your case, maybe you can take a
time.
helicopter or something.
Well, if the Big V would be kind enough to go to the expense, I'd be happy to take them up on that. Because if I can get to both games, I'd like to
Interesting.
do that. So,
I'll follow that up.
Division, I'm sure you will. Division 1 men. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. down at Paddo, which is Patterson River Stadium. To those who are uninitiated with the venue, it's known as Paddo. 7 p.m. tomorrow night, it's Chelsea and Shepparton. The Mighty Gulls, Craig Freeman, are 1-zip up, and this joint will be chock-a-block from about 3 p.m. onwards tomorrow.
Yeah, they shot at 52% from the field in game one. Standifer with 42, Rigsy with 26. Matt Bartlett was really well held last week by them, and that went a long way towards them winning that game. We know how good Vines and Coleman are, but they always need another couple of players to step up with them week in, week out. And normally you can rely on Bartlett. He's been a great player for a number of years. Need him to come back and play as he did through the regular season for there to be a chance. Chelsea favourites, but last week I thought they'd close it out in 2 after a nice win on the
Semi-finals, yeah.
road. Not last week, the week before, sorry. And they dropped that game too
Western Port.
at home to Western Port. Shepparton are super talented and a brilliant outfit all year. I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happens. They come out
Wow.
and just get a brilliant game from Vines, and Coleman and Bartlett plays better, and they steal game 2. And then Chelsea get done game 3.
Okay, Chelsea in 3, Steve.
Well, we mentioned Bartlett being the X factor in last weekend's preview show. He shot 3 of 10 from the
Yep.
field, so certainly that's where they were let down. Interesting on the flip side, Matt Brasser only had the 7 points, and obviously we've spoken a lot about the big three at
Yes.
Chelsea. Obviously, Corey Standifer and Mitch Riggs really propelled them last weekend. Corey, we know his ceiling. Obviously, it's
Do we?
significant.
Do we?
It's significant.
It's very high.
Mitch Riggs pours in 26. If Brasser can go to the next level while the other two maintain their performances, Chelsea get this done on Saturday night.
This is what I know about Shepparton, Steve, who have had a very, very good season. This is what I know about Shepparton. They don't stand a chance tomorrow night. At all. Not a chance. Chelsea will win this by 20 points. Chelsea will come out, they will wrap this up by 20 points. They have been the best team this season. They completed a wonderful acquisition halfway through the season, about a third of the way in with Rigsy, and they haven't looked back. They listened to what we said on this show, that they needed to do something, and they did it. They haven't looked back. Shepparton do not stand a chance tomorrow night. They will not get anywhere near them tomorrow night.
That is extremely bold.
He's going hot. He's
Very
going hard
bold.
there.
Do you think I've pumped them up?
Absolutely.
I want to get out there on Sunday and see these two teams go. Do you think I've pumped
Are you going to travel there as well? Or?
If there's a third game, trust me, I'm
Oh,
going
okay,
here on
yeah,
Sunday.
beautiful.
Do you reckon that'll get replayed? Do you reckon I'll pump them up?
There'll be a TV just in the away or the visitor rooms
All right,
on Saturday night.
Hopefully I'll pump them up. State champ women. Game 1 belonged to Sunbury. You two guys were there. It
Yep.
belonged to them in a massive way. Game 2 is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at the Hangar, Boardman Stadium. The Hangar, the home of Anger. Sunday, if required, will be 1 p.m. Sunbury and Southern Penn, Steve.
Live stream, Basketball Victoria
Great.
Facebook page,
The Basketball Victoria Facebook page.
Correct.
Right, okay, yep.
starting from about 6:50, 6:55
Yep.
for a 7 p.m. tip-off, of
Okay,
course.
yep. Are you doing that game again? Apparently you did a great job last week.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the awful comments that your burner accounts seem to send through via random text messages.
You've been given the flick, haven't you?
Yeah, been given the boot pretty
Given the
quickly.
big A.
Speaking of, I did still get to watch game 1.
Right. Just to listen to yourself. Come on.
Southern Peninsula obviously quite clearly didn't shoot the ball to their potential and even to their average.
They won't shoot that badly.
They won't shoot that
No.
badly again. But you just look at the two teams and you look at game 1. I just don't see Southern Peninsula making up the difference.
It's an amazing run by Sunbury. Oh, this will be a three-peat. It's an amazing
Interesting
run.
three-peat too, or
Yep,
different
yep.
division.
Yep. It's an incredible run.
It is. And the coaching staff there has done a brilliant job. The players have done a brilliant job. Had some change over the off-season. It might have taken a couple of weeks to gel a little bit. Obviously, mid-season addition as well.
Yep.
It's just clicked at the right time, and they've been absolutely rolling. They've got a great balanced team. They've got size inside. They've got enough shooting, great defensively. As you said, Southern Penn's going to shoot it better. They're going to play better. They're going to play as they have basically for the last few weeks. They were completely out of sync last week, and I think it's much closer, but I think Sunbury still got it done in single digits.
I love the Sharks. I don't think anyone could deny me of that. I love the Sharks and I love what they're doing down there, but I just think the experience of Sunbury will be a little bit too strong, Steve. So
Yeah, I mean, it showed on Saturday night last week. Just some of their strength and their size inside got it done, and really pushed the tempo early.
we look forward to seeing Sunbury against the Jets, Steve.
Yes, thank you.
Let's go to state champ men.
If you need some entertainment,
if you don't get that,
Watch the first quarter.
Yeah, state champ men. Game 2 tomorrow night is 6:30 p.m. at the Rings. Sold out. I think it'll be chock a block.
Pretty sure it's sold out in something like 4 minutes or something.
It'll be chock a block.
Crazy.
Sunday, if needed, will be 2 p.m. at the Rings. Live stream is the Big V Facebook page. Paul Langford will be joining me tomorrow night for that one. Where have you got us seated, Steve? You haven't got us seated amongst the crowd, have you? Because it's going to be pretty lively in the crowd, I think.
So because we're trying to make sure that we're getting as many Hawks and Wildcats fans in the
Moved
building
us out.
watching the game, just there's the tin wall.
Oh,
You'll
right
be
on the other side.
Outside,
Great,
we might pitch a
fantastic.
little marquee up there for you,
Great.
maybe.
you'll be
Just-
listening
just-
to the cheers. That's how
drill
you call
drill a couple of holes in the
Correct.
wall. Okay,
You'll
great.
look through there.
6:30 tomorrow night. Get there early. I'm telling you, it's going to be a big crowd. I saw game 1 last week, and I thought Eltham started really well. I said this earlier on in the week. Started really well. Ringwood came back up by 8 at half time. Eltham came out, brought it back to 3 early in the third. Coach Harrington, Kenny Harrington, called a timeout. Burned an early one. It worked. Ringwood went on and won by 28. My two biggest takeaways from the game, forget about the Matt Snow story. He'll still be injured this week. You don't get rid of that in a hurry. My two biggest takeaways from last week, Trevor Latham, just a fantastic cameo, and if he comes out and does that again, it's absolutely set for Ringwood to go on and win. The other one was Josh Sykes for Eltham. Started well, did a couple of clumsy things, has to stay in the game. He must stay in the game. He cannot afford to be fouled out, otherwise they don't stand a chance, the Wildcats.
I just want to see the sighting of the world's most famous esky.
I'm sure it'll be
He'll be
there.
back.
That's all I'm waiting for.
I'm sure it'll be there, the big blue esky. For mine, and Eltham's had a great season. Love what Trev Lee's done and what that crew out there have completed all season. But Ringwood for mine, they go home 1 up. They won the first one by 28. They're not going to lose tomorrow night.
Yeah, I would like to see Eltham get a win because I think they deserve it after a brilliant season. But Ringwood too strong on their home deck. I think very dominant away from home. They only had the 7 turnovers. Fennell has been in brilliant form all finals. If he scores over 30 again, Ringwood can't lose.
Don't worry about that. If Fennell scores over 20 tomorrow night, over 20, he has been the player of this year's final series.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Bar none.
Yep, I agree with the sentiments. Ringwood for reasons outlined.
Tomorrow night?
Yep.
Okay, which means I'm free on Sunday, Steve, and you and I are going to the basketball.
You'll be getting
somewhere.
an angry email from Jeffers again because of that one, Steve.
Why is that?
Every time he picks against Eltham, he...
Tip against Eltham every week.
By the way, Ringwood's only dropped one game at home this season. Guess who it was to?
Eltham.
No, he's going to say.
Well,
was it Eltham?
I don't blame him. Look, if I was Greg, I probably wouldn't like it either. Steve.
Was it Eltham?
Yeah,
I was waiting for you to say McKinnon.
No, it was
Please no, didn't you see him in the playoffs?
Oh, ease up. Rightio, have a great weekend. Get out there. Hey, grand finals everywhere tomorrow night, and I'm certain there's going to be 1 or 2 games Sunday. Certain, and I'll be heading to one of them for sure. I'm looking forward to it. Have a great weekend. Good luck. It's the biggest weekend of the season. Go out there and give it your all, and we'll be back apparently next Monday and Tuesday to wrap it all up. We'll see you then. Have a great weekend.